When you hear the name Al Capone, you may feel a shudder down your spine. However, what if I told you that the alleged head of the Chicago underworld wasn't always the ruthless criminal that history has him pegged as? How did this man's kingdom of vice fall into the history books of crime? Let's uncover the daring maneuvers, betrayals, and consequences of his life, and just between you and me, let's keep mum about you knowing Al Capone's darkest secrets. Born in Brooklyn, New York, on January 17, 1899, Alphonse Gabriel Capone's story starts in a modest immigrant home, rather than in smoky back rooms or dim alleys. His parents, Teresa and Gabriele, had left Italy to give their 9 children the American dream. However, young Al's ambition was different. Known as a bright but erratic student, his path took a drastic turn when he hit a teacher and was expelled at the age of 14, a turning point that sent him into the streets.
Capone's early expulsion was more than a setback. It was his first step into the underworld, where survival required brawn as much as brains.
In 1919, Capone fled New York for Chicago, drawn by the vibrant criminal underworld there. His tutor, Johnny Torrio, who was rightly nicknamed the Fox for his cunning, saw Capone's promise right away.
"Stick with me, kid, and you'll be running this city,"
Torrio allegedly told him. Under Torrio's guidance, Capone rose through the ranks to become his trusted enforcer, mastering the knack of fusing intimidation with charm. Torrio retired after barely escaping an assassination attempt in 1925, leaving Capone, who was only 26 at the time, in charge of a criminal enterprise that included gambling dens, speakeasies, and brothels. Illicit alcohol had become liquid gold during the Prohibition era, and Capone was determined to keep it under control.
The key moment was Torrio's exit. Capone was no longer an apprentice, but the undeniable leader of Chicago's criminal underworld.
Violence and boldness were hallmarks of Capone's rule. His well-known saying, "You can get much further with a kind word and a gun than you can with a kind word alone," became his mantra. By 1927, his empire, which was based on vice and bootlegging, was estimated to generate $100 million a year. But danger accompanied wealth. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre rocked Chicago on February 14, 1929. Capone is accused of orchestrating the gruesome display of power that resulted in the execution of 7 members of a rival gang. Even though he was in Florida and denied any involvement, the massacre cemented his reputation as a violent kingpin.
The massacre wasn't just a power move, it was a warning, a brutal reminder of what happened to anyone who crossed Capone.
Capone's true skill was his ability to make himself untouchable. He established such a huge network of power by buying off politicians, judges, and police that locals joked, "Al Capone votes more often than we do." But cracks showed. The Great Depression and the 1929 stock market crash swayed public opinion against him. Previously glamorous, it now felt parasitic. Unable to link Capone to violent crimes, the federal government discovered an unexpected weakness: his taxes. He was the target of a meticulously constructed case of tax evasion by Treasury agent Elliot Ness and his team, known as the Untouchables. Capone was found guilty and given an 11-year prison term in October 1931.
Ness's meticulous strategy proved that even the most powerful figures could fall to something as mundane as unpaid taxes.
Capone lost his aura and power while incarcerated. He became simply another prisoner at Alcatraz, his health decimated by untreated syphilis. He spent his last years in obscurity after being released in 1939 and retreating to his Florida house. The man, who was formerly known as Scarface, passed away from a stroke on January 25, 1947, leaving behind a collapsed empire. Capone's story is ingrained in popular culture, literature, and film as a horrifying cautionary tale of ambition that is unmoored from morality.
Capone's life demonstrates how fear-based authority is ephemeral. The fall is always more difficult than the ascent.
Thank you for joining me for this journey through history and mythology. If you have watched the entire video and like it, please remember to hit the like button. What is your favourite Al Capone movie or book? Please share your thoughts with me. Tell me in the space provided for comments below. In order to join Chrono Tales' growing community of history and mythology fans, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.